if we zoom out and look at the project pipeline and the development of hydrogen projects across the world, we see that right now we have over 1,400 project proposals at announcement stage globally. Now, of course, that means that not all the proposals and not all the announcements are going to cross the FID line. We, in fact, see consolidation and also natural attrition of some of the projects that, of course, are perhaps not proceeding at the sort of pace and scale that was anticipated. Now, having said that, while we see that the gap between announcements and indeed the projects that reach final investment decision is substantial, the hydrogen sector has been growing if we look at committed investments, so the investments that have reached FID. If we look at the previous year, in 2 years, 2022 and 2023, the hydrogen industry has seen a steady year-on-year growth in about 20 billion a year. So 20 billion, going from 20 billion to 30 billion in FID in 2022, and from 30 billion to nearly 40 billion in 2023. So we have seen steady year-on-year growth, 10 billion a year over the past 2 years. It used to take the industry 10 years to get to 1 billion. So if we take this historical perspective on how the industry and the sector have been developing and what we are seeing today, we are indeed growing at a pace and scale. Now, of course, much more needs to be done, and as you alluded, there is definitely a very strong role that we expect the incentives to play at national and regional level in order to help consumers switch from heavier polluter alternatives to hydrogen and derivatives. And we know that hydrogen and derivative fuels are going to play a critical role in decarbonization of hard-to-abate sectors, but also mobility solutions, both for road transport as well as maritime internationally. And of course, we also see a critical role for the development of global cross-border value chains and supply chains for hydrogen and derivative fuels, where Middle East will play an important role. I think definitely the hydrogen opportunity in the Middle East is tremendous. And we see that the hydrogen and derivative fuels will be used both for domestic consumption, and we know that the countries such as UAE have put forward the vision for developing hydrogen oases or hydrogen hubs, hydrogen clusters within the country, but also, of course, unlocking the export potential, in particular via hydrogen and ammonia exports into Asia and Europe. And I think that we see that there is already a number of projects in the Middle East that are developing and growing teeth, and the offtake in Europe and Asia in particular is also developing at a rapid pace, with the relevant incentive schemes coming to life in Japan and Korea, and of course Europe having an ambitious target to import hydrogen and derivatives by 2030, targeting 10 million tons of imports.